that's how the report looks like. We're only going to discuss the markers that are not good today. So it is a little bit friendly in terms of the information and how it explains everything. It was eye-opening for me. Inflammatory activity needs improvement, and I am not sure if they were able to just derive it from the sample or from the answers to the questionnaire. I do have scoliosis and suffer from chronic pain. So the inflammatory activity needs improvement. So it is slightly higher on the scale because some of my markers are very, very low. So this score measures all the activities of your microbes that can contribute to or reflect inflammation in your gut environment. Inflammation in your gut can be caused by harmful things your microbes produce when you are either inefficiently digesting your proteins, have excessive microbial gas production, or simply have a gut environment that your microbes perceive as threatening. So this is interesting because on their on my food recommendations, it does allow me to eat protein. So I am not sure if this marker is low. There might be something else that makes proteins all right for me. A score that needs improvement means that there are relatively more pro-inflammatory activities as opposed to anti-inflammatory or protective ones. Everyone's pattern is unique, so if your score needs improvement, some of your recommendations may focus on boosting more of the protective and healing anti-inflammatory functions, while others may focus more on controlling and balancing out the more harmful pro-inflammatory microbes and functions. Follow your recommendations to maintain or improve this score. Yeah, anti-inflammatory, I would definitely want to improve this score. It does not, when it shows the food recommendations, and we will review it at some point in time, it does not correlate what food is being recommended to target this particular activity. I like that they do have a key. It needs improvement represents 19% of Viome customers. So it looks like there is a lot of customers who have this marker, but it is possible that a lot of healthy people are not really taking the test yet. So I don't know if it is, or I don't know if it is healthy and unhealthy individuals, or how much more that marker, that data is skewed. Digestive efficiency needs improvement. This score is a comprehensive micro. So this, like, compared to anti-inflammatory, this is really, really low. My current score is like on the low side. They have prescribed me digestive enzymes, both a prebiotic and probiotic supplement. I started taking the prebiotic yesterday. I have taken generic probiotics before, but I haven't started the recommended one because they actually, when we review my supplements, you will see they actually ask me to take probiotics with certain strains of bacteria in it. So this score is comprehensive microbial reflection of your GI tract functions. The score consists of multiple activity patterns related to digestion, such as movement of food, specific macronutrient breakdown, ability, and your gut lining health from your first bite of food to the time it leaves your body. When this score needs improvement or is suboptimal, it means your digestive function needs support. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I do not want to be on digestive enzymes for rest of my life either. So I hope it improves from taking the prebiotics and the probiotic, and I don't have to be on them forever. So let's see, digestive efficiency key needs improvement represents 34% of Viome customers. Well, that is interesting. Intestinal barrier health. This marker is also very, very low for me. So let's see what it means. This score focuses on your gut lining or intestinal barrier and the health of the mucosal layer that protects it. When your gut lining is compromised, things from outside environment like toxins, medications, and harmful bacteria can make their way into your bloodstream from your gut and negatively affect your immune system and overall well-being. A good score means more optimal microbial functions that support your intestinal barrier and fewer disruptive or harmful functions that are active in your gut. Follow your recommendations to address your specific pattern of microbial functions and to prevent any intestinal permeability known as leaky gut. Yes, I am not really sure which food or supplement, which food recommendation is there to correct this, but it looks like this needs improvement. Intestinal barrier health needs improvement represents 34% of Viome customers. Average 32%, good 34%. So that is pretty evenly distributed. Overall gas production needs improvement. This score is an assessment of your overall gas production activity by the microbes in your gut. Overall high microbial gas production has been associated with digestive difficulties, discomfort, and gut inflammation. A good score means that your microbes are not actively engaged in gas production. So my avoid foods does prohibit me from eating broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and the suspect vegetables. But I'm very surprised that they allow me to eat beans because I was thinking beans would cause a problem with gas production. But I'm not really sure if the reason for that is rice, wheat. Most of the grains are a no-no for me, and only beans are allowed. So maybe that is a better carb recommendation, which I'm glad I'm allowed to eat. I love black beans, kidney beans, as well as sweet potato is my recommended carb as well, which I love too. So yeah, that marker, I'm surprised 31% of customers, including both healthy and unhealthy individuals, have this problem. So we'll have to see. LPS biosynthesis pathways needs improvement. This score assesses the levels of activity of all microbial pathways leading to the production of LPS, lipopolysaccharides in your gut. LPS is a pro-inflammatory molecule that gut microbes make, which can trigger your immune system response. Especially if it passes to the bloodstream through the gut lining, this score is an important factor in accessing your inflammatory activity patterns. Current, it's median, so it does need improvement. 19% of my Viome customer need improvement. Well, I'm glad 53% of customers have it as average and 28% good. So again, not really sure. When we review the food recommendations, we will see which one is actually addressing these, or we might never know. Sulfide gas production pathways, that needs improvement as well. This score assesses the levels of the activity of all microbial pathways that result in production of hydrogen sulfide gas. It can be made from some proteins that contain sulfur amino acids or from ingested sulfate or sulfite molecules found in food like dried fruit, preserved meats, and alcoholic beverages. This kind of activity, when high, contributes to pro-inflammatory patterns, potentially harmful to the gut lining, as well as slowing your motility, moving the food down your digestive tract. A good score means that activity of sulfide production pathways is slow. So a bad score means sulfide production pathways are high. I know garlic and onion are my avoid foods. I wonder if that is because they have sulfur in them. But we will see. Needs improvement. 33% of Viome customers need improvement. Oxalate metabolism pathways. Honestly, I had no idea there is all of these different markers that are even available to trace and study. So I'm impressed how many are in here. There is just a lot to learn because now that I know about them, I am going to do more research on them. This score assesses the levels of activity of all microbial pathways needed to break down or metabolize oxalate. Oxalates are a major contributor to kidney stones. Oxalate metabolizing microbes can help you by removing and digesting oxalate that you ingested from food. A good score means oxalate metabolizing activities are high in your microbiome. When this score needs improvement, you may see some of the foods high in oxalate content in your list to minimize or even avoid. Okay, so I am going to have to avoid the foods that are high in oxalate content. Right, when we review the food recommendations, we will come back to it and see how they correlate. This is interesting. 75% of Viome customers need improvement on this marker. I wonder if something is going on in the environment or the foods we eat that is causing this marker to be low. Biofilm, chemotaxis, and virulence pathways. This needs improvement as well. This score assesses the levels of all activity of all metabolic pathways that suggest a pro-inflammatory or hostile environment in the gut. This includes virulence factors, biofilm formation, and chemotaxis signaling, which are all important parts of your overall inflammatory activity patterns. When this score is relatively high, it means that there is some threat in the environment and your microbes are trying to either defend themselves, attack each other, or move. This type of a microbial war zone can negatively impact your gut environment, and some of the bullets secreted by the microbes may trigger an immune response. A good score means that these pathway activities are at low levels. 17% of Viome customers need improvement. So those are all my bad markers. That is it for today. But next time I do, before I review the food recommendations, I do want to review the markers for me that are good, and we will go through them. I had to put this in the text pad because there was a lot of personal information that was, or HIPAA compliant, HIPAA information that was shared on the report itself on each page that I could not have shared publicly. But I hope if you're looking for how much details the Viome reports provide, I hope this was helpful. I am a generally healthy person and I eat healthy, but even I was asked to cut some of the foods from my diet, which makes me, and I'm trying it out to see how it affects my health. So uh, I will be honest, I was not able to start with their recommendations on day one. It took me a while just to review everything, and it took me even a while to longer time to get to shopping for the ingredients, because a lot of my superfood recommendations were just the things I've never tried before. And even now, since I don't know how to cook most of the things, I still have artichokes, for example, that I'm using preserved ones. I tried the kimchi and sauerkraut and I hated it, so now I'm making my own. Or I could not find a brand or a brand locally that I love. So so there is still a lot of improvements to make, and to make it worse, I'm traveling um, on and off because of the holidays too. So I am not really sure how many of the food recommendations I will be able to stick to. So we will discuss the good markers next time, and then on the following week we will discuss the superfood recommendations and how I'm incorporating them into the meals. But if you are looking for a review, I hope this gives you a good information on how how Viome recommends you, uh, how or what the Viome tests actually do for you. One of the days, if I figure out how to share my iPhone screen, we will probably look at the app too. Just the fact that it is available on the app makes it really, really easy, because when I'm grocery shopping, I could literally pull my superfoods and enjoy list and shop from those, so I'm not buying anything questionable. So that really helps. It is sad that I was asked to cut cabbage and cucumbers, because those were pretty much my favorite zero carb foods. But looking at all the questionable markers that I have, it probably benefits me to cut those foods really. So uh, that is all for now. Thank you so much for listening, and you can comment below with questions, and I will get back to the questions eventually and will be able to answer them when I'm doing the next video. Or if it's something simple, I will answer them right away. Thank you. Bye.